I'm very tired, but I won't. No, I shall not relent, for the light of the day is but moments away from shining down on this crestfallen misanthrope. To give a moment away from salvation is unforgivable. You ought not to insult my musings, treasured assistant. It's my so-called fanatics that get me through each and every task. In fact, I challenge you to try it for yourself. Next time you find yourself encumbered by the weight of a trial, add levity to your regime. Take note, however, being jovial is not the same as being ignorant, for it's simply a matter of perception. But for now, we experiment. At last, the day is finally upon us where I tackle and complete the final step of this cutting process. At least, as far as what I've aspired to do for the time being. For those that are unfamiliar, in addition to expression toggles, many models have custom animations that provide an even further enhancement to the Vtubing experience. And, as you might have guessed, it is the responsibility of the illustrator to create and deliver those assets to the rigger. So, if for example, you want your character to do finger guns, the rock on hand sign, or the ever prevalent spooky scary pose, I don't actually know what it's called, but I digress. You must instruct your illustrator beforehand, but for the sake of simplicity and cost effectiveness, I won't be tackling such things right now. The legs themselves aren't all that difficult, saved once again by the simplicity of my model. But I wanted to be fancy and make a fashion statement by attaching a chain to my pants. And not just any chain, but a thick, heavy-duty one, where you can see each and every link in exquisite detail. Quite honestly, I'm terrified. If you could see my hands right now, they would be trembling. But an environment ripe with complacency cannot facilitate growth. So challenge myself, I shall. It is done. I can only hope that I've done a good enough job so that it articulates as it should during rigging. Will the patience test me yet again? Speaking of riggers, allow me to make a short tangent. While their primary directive is to rig, riggers are also artists in their own respect, and often possess capabilities of creating their own materials from scratch. So, if you want something extra from them, be sure to communicate it in accordance with the guidelines they provide you. Back to the main subject. I won't be showing it here because, as I said before, I tire greatly. But sometime in the future, I'll have to create a mostly unclothed version of myself. Let it be known that I am not a brigand of the night. Many models include a lightly clothed version that makes the act of changing outfits more simple, and I am no different. But we'll get there when we get there. At last, it is finished! I have to say that despite the simplicity of my model, it still took me quite a while to complete. But it's a result I'm satisfied with. The more that I learn about all the things that go into this, the more respect I have for all those involved in the creation process. Now then, I have a bit of a confession to make. This was not my first attempt at making a model for myself. Yes, I know. So allow me to show you. This was my very first attempt at making art for a model, created in 2023. There's a very clear difference between the two. It goes to show you, whatever path you desire to tread, you will grow stronger if you stick with it for long enough. Or as I say, chew the bitter root for long enough. Eventually you'll taste like a sweet nectar. Now, it's time that I depart once more. This world is never short of new things to learn. And as a seeker of the truth, it is my duty to partake. Until we meet again, my treasured lab assistant.